Hey, it's your quilting friend Emily, and I have brand new hot off the press Villa Rosa patterns. There are 7 different patterns, 4 quilts, 2 quilts that are using panels, also 1 table topper and 1 snack mat. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about what size each of these patterns are, what type of fabric yardage you need to make them, and any other fun, quick legacy tips along the way. So let's dive right in. So the first pattern that we are going to review is called Morning Spring. This quilt measures at 48 inches by 64 inches. Now, Morning Spring is going to be absolutely brilliant if you have a panel that you're not quite sure what to do with. Here is your pattern. So you are going to need 1 panel, 24 inches, or you could absolutely use a 1.25 yards of any type of directional fabric that you enjoy. Then you're going to need 1/4 yard of sashing, 5 different 1/2 yard cuts, or you could choose 9 different fat quarters, and then you're going to need a really nice contrasting fabric, and you're going to need 1/2 yard of that. Your contrasting fabric is the white that you see on the pattern. You could literally make anything with this particular pattern. Again, all you need is 1 fabric panel, 24 inches, and then of course the length of the bolt. And literally the sky is the limit when it comes to this quilt, especially when you choose a nice bold contrasting fabric to get those squares popping right out of the quilt. So the next pattern is called Surf and Turf. Quilt is going to be measuring at 56 inches by 70 inches. This is using a panel which you will trim down. Typically a panel is like 24 inches, give or take. For this particular pattern, you're going to trim it down to 22.5 inches. Then you are going to need 4 1/2 yards in addition to 4 fat quarters. And then you're going to also need 3/8 yard cut of your sashing. Now, in this particular quilt, you will be making half square triangles. If you have a panel that has ducks, geese, or even any type of ocean creatures, just like in the pattern with the sea turtles, I love how the half square triangles are really giving you that motion around the panel with the arrow. The next quilt is called Amelia, and Amelia measures at 52.5 inches by 70 inches. You're going to need 12 different fat quarters for your background, 12 different fat quarters for your stars, zipping all around this adorable quilt. If you have fat quarters laying around and you're just not quite sure what to do with it, this is your quilt, because again, all you need is 12 different background fabric and then 12 different fabrics to create your stars. The next quilt is called Lindina. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. This quilt is going to measure at 45 inches by 54 inches. And you are going to need 10 different fat quarters for your main fabric. And then the accent, which is the white that you see on the pattern, that is going to measure at 1/2 yard cut. You're going to be taking your fat quarters and then sewing strips of fabric, and it's the way that you cut out those long strips of fabric to flip flop the blocks into the pattern that you see. This will be a really great quilt with, again, if you have 10 different fat quarters laying around that you're not quite sure what to do with. In addition to, if you need to make a quilt for somebody and you know that they love purples or teals or blues, just getting an array of different colors and then putting those colors together with 1 bright or dark contrasting fabric, bada bing, bada boom, you've got your quilt. The next pattern is called Changing Lanes. So Changing Lanes is measuring at 57 inches by 84 inches. You are going to use 5 different cuts of fabric. The first print is going to be 1.5 yards. The second print is going to be 1/2 yard. The third print is going to be 3/8 yard cut. And then the fourth print is going to be 1 yard. Now, you're also going to need sashing and a border zipping all around. And with that, you are going to need 1.25 yards. This quilt would be absolutely brilliant with tulip pink fabric. Because her fabrics are typically more on the larger scale, this particular pattern would be great to feature large print fabrics, and then of course adding in a few accent colors. And then on to my love and joy table topper. So this next pattern is called Pumpkin Spice. Pumpkin Spice measures at 16 inches by 60 inches, and you have no idea. When I saw this pattern, I zipped around the studio to figure out how could we make this before Thanksgiving, and I can assure you my wheels are spinning, and I've got some really great fabric prints in mind to make this. But if you would like the pattern and you cannot wait. This is what you need. You are going to need 1 orange fabric. This is going to be a fat 8. Then you're going to need 8 different 2.5-inch strips that are all oranges. You're going to need 2.5-inch by 2-inch stems. So this is where just going to your scrap fabric and pulling out basically any green stem color fabrics for the pumpkins. Then you're going to need a 1/2 yard of your background fabric in addition to 3 1/4 cut of your novelty fabric. And that is where I think I have the perfect fabric planned out for this. Stay tuned. The best thing about table toppers is you could use scrap fabrics. So if you have any type of orange scrap fabrics just laying around, specifically in that 2.5-inch strip cuts of fabric, here is your next table topper. And how amazing would it be at Thanksgiving, not only have this table topper right on your dining room table, but also gifting it to one of your favorite people at the end of the meal. Or if you can't make it to Thanksgiving dinner, how nice would it be to ship this to one of your favorite people? That is what I'm thinking of as I create a quilting class for us to make this particular pattern together. And then last but certainly not least, we have a snack mat. Now, you'll notice that Villa Rosa has come out with quite a few of these adorable snack mats. We have got to make something with them at the beginning of next year. This particular snack mat is going to be measuring at 8 inches by 14 inches, as all of them are, and you will be making 2 of them with the yardage fabric that I'm about to tell you. You need 1 fat 6, which is 12 inches by 21 inches for your cat fabric. Then you're going to need another fat 6, again, 12 inches by 21 inches for your background fabric. Then you're going to need 4 different 1.5-inch squares for your cute little cat nose, and then 1/4 of the yard for the binding. The absolutely adorable thing about this particular snack mat is that you get to choose whatever eyes you want to go with it. You could go with googly eye, you could fabric marker in the eyeballs, you could even applique the eyeballs, or hand it to the kiddos and let them draw in their own eye for the adorable kitty cat snack mats. There you have it, everybody, the brand new patterns. What will you make first? Happy quilting your legacy, and I cannot wait to sew with you soon. Bye for now.